Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video we'll be looking at the M&C Matrix. This is a pretty cool 5-pin tumbler lock with a secondary locking mechanism with a sidebar. So let's take a look at what's inside. Alright, so here's our key. It's pretty beefy, especially with this keyboard cover, let's call it. Here's our bitting for the main stack, and we do have a sidebar track on the side of the key, so that's pretty cool. Here's our housing. Probably the most important part is the sidebar groove milled on the side, of course. There it is. This is drill protection. I will show where it goes in a second. So let's take a look at our plug. So the keyway is not exactly something you could call restricted. There is some wording, but not too much. Our 5-pin chamber for the main stacks are here. We have some chambers for the 5 side pins. This is the other side of the side pin chambers, and we have, of course, a groove for the sidebar on the side of the plug. So this is where the protection goes. I really like this design because it's shaped like the keyway, and it basically goes here. So it will just fall sort of here and line up with the keyway. So nice design, felt like mentioning it. Okay, so there's the plug. So let's take a look at the pins, because that's most interesting for us. Just for the sake of completion, I think this is like a key control pin. Just be wary that it's there. It falls out from this side of the cylinder, of the plug. It's on the other side, like the sidebar. I think it's used for key control. Okay, so go ahead with the pins. So all of the key pins look like this. They are kind of pointy, so it's not always easy to get on them. Oops, it's this one. And the drivers, all of the drivers look like this. So this is like I would say this is like a mixture of a serrated and a spooled driver. Serrated because, of course, there's like this narrowing towards the end of the pin, but spooled because this little section gets wider towards the edge, right? So it's like slanted outwards, right? So not only these usually give you 2 clicks because they are sort of serrated, but they can also give you counter rotation upon the second click. So a pretty cool design. I like it. I think I saw it somewhere else, but I forgot where. Maybe it was like an MF, but don't quote me on that. And here's our side pins. So you can see this little knob that's protruding in the keyway and gets caught by the sidebar track. And on the side, of course, we have our through gate. That's pretty big. And there's also some false gates. So this one, right above the through gate, there's a false gate, so that's nice. Worth mentioning is, of course, these are springless, so it can be a good thing or a bad thing, depends on how you look on it. And here's our sidebar. It's just a flat sidebar, nothing too interesting about it, but of course it's there, it has to be. So how to pick this lock? Luckily enough, I think that in all of these locks the mechanisms isolate kind of well. So first you will pick the main stack. The way you pick it is that you are looking for just a single click out of each of these pins. Do not try to set them right away. I had some nasty oversets trying to do it. Try to find like a really deep hook, because these tend to hang kinda high. I don't know why, but even the lowlits feel like they're kinda high. So I was using this one of the Moki new custom peaks that is both deep and it has a flat tip, as you can see. So it was easier for me to get on these pointy key pins. So as I said, look for one click out of each pin, work your way towards a full set. Maybe you will get some counter rotation in an advanced stage of this phase, especially out of some of these high set pins. After you do set all of these, you will get a noticeable full set, and then it's just a matter of pushing the binding side pins up. Well, these false gates, truth be told, do not do much. You can easily force the side pin out of the false gate, so they are just there, I guess, but they do not do much. I used a multi-pick number 11 for setting the side pins, but honestly there's like not too much space at the bottom of the keyway, so it was kind of challenging to navigate my way in there. It's possible to overset a side pin if you're not careful. It's not really easy, but it's possible. It's possible because I know that because I did it as well in the video, as you can see. You will see. But it's also possible to push that side pin back towards the true gate. So you will see me that I set most of the side pins. I felt like they're alright, but the lock wasn't opening, so I just used this hook to push gently, go over them, and probably the one that was overset dropped a little down and the lock opened. So yeah, that was it. So side pins, I think more of a challenge is to find your find the orientation or correctly place your pick under the side pin, because as I said, there's not too much space in there. But setting itself, it's not really difficult. These tend to jump into their true gate by themselves. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. I think I showed everything. Yes, I did. Alright, so I think we can go ahead and start with the pick. Okay, here we go with the M&C Matrix Keyworks. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with clockwise tension, and we'll be looking for a single click out of every pin. So 3 and 4 gave me something. 3 is binding. Pushed him up and something dropped. It was 4. Click there. 5 is binding now. Little click out of 5. 1 and 2 are pretty loose. Little click out of 3 again. 4 is binding again. Click out of 4 and 5 now. More clicks out of 5. Okay, touched 2 as I was extracting the pick, and a little of core rotation. Now 1 is binding. Okay, a little bit of counter rotation and he's set. 2 seems pretty good, so do these guys. Well, actually, I think I'll try to set 2. Feels that there's like a little counter rotation going on. Okay, give him a click. 1 feels pretty good, so that's 2. Okay, let's move on. Okay, 3. It's a pretty high lift, but I can feel that it's binding up there. Or is he? Maybe he isn't. Maybe he's not. Okay, I just touched 4 and got a nice bit of false set. Let me just check if all these pins are springy, but they are, and none of them is giving me counter rotation. So I guess I can expect the sidebar to be binding now at this point. Okay, so let's begin. One is definitely loose. Yes, indeed. 2. Okay, click there. I think I feel rotation. 3 is loose. 4. 4 is somewhere here. It's kinda easy to get lost back there. Not gonna lie. Okay, this is 5. Okay, we'll just go back to the start. 1 is here, 2 loose, 3 loose, 4 is here. Just need to get under him, I guess. For some reason these guys are just not cooperating. Okay, let me just go back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 has to be here. Maybe I'll click there. Click out of 5. Okay. So this other is actually giving me some trouble. Okay, click on 4. Perfect. Maybe I overset something as I was violently trying to set these side pins. So let me just, sometimes it helps to release a little bit of tension and go over these pins in case one of them is like a little higher than it should be. Maybe this hook will help actually. Yep, it helped. So 5 was a tiny bit up, higher than it should be. Alright, so pretty challenging actually. Not the cleanest week of my entire life, but yeah, why not? Why not? Sometimes it's good to have a little bit of challenge. And this little guy definitely was quite challenging, so pretty happy about it. Okay, so let me just find my cutting wrench. There he goes. Okay, so how do we approach this? So circlip, pretty easy to remove. We have a key, and what about the plug size? This looks kinda good. I don't know, maybe it's too small. Give me a second. I do have a bigger one. This Sparrows, I think, is a little bit larger. Just need to find it. Yeah, I got it. Perfect. This one should be better. Yeah, I think this is bigger. Unless it's just a placebo. Hopefully it's not. Okay, so there's a sidebar, I think, like here. So I'll try to catch it. Out you go. Okay, that went well. Okay, here's like some kind of key control pin or passive pin or whatever that is. Here's our sidebar. So let's get rid of that first. And these two springs, of course. Okay, these are really tiny. Yep, one and two. I got you. Okay, let me just. Okay, so I think I will leave the key in there because these side pins will just fall out otherwise. So key pin steps 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Very delicate gutting. And 5 again. And side pins. Anything else that might jump out on me? Don't think so. So I will just remove the key. And these guys go out this way, I think. Yeah. Okay, so alright, I forgot about this drill protection, I guess. But this is side pin 1. Side pin 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, that's 5. This is 4. Okay, I think there's nothing else in the core. Let me just close the door because the cat has woken up and I really don't want her to come here at this point. Sorry for that. Alright, and now hopefully no more surprises here. So there's 1, 2 with the spring. And these springs come out rather nicely. Driver is here. Four. Okay, perfect. We have everything out. I think, yes, we do. So, just a little close up on the pins in case you're interested. So, there's our 5 drivers, there's our 5 springless side pins, drill protection, key control, sidebar with 2 springs. There's the other one. Okay. Yeah, so there's everything out, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me today. Hopefully we'll see each other really soon with the next video. Until then, have a good one. Bye.